Seeing no one, any comments?
No.
All right, council comments or questions? All right, call the vote.
Councilmember Ray?
Yes.
Councilmember Fredovich?
Yes.
Councilmember Vice Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Henderson?
Yes, carries to passage unanimously, bringing us to ordinance number 2022-08, also a second.
Ordinance number 2022-08, second reading and public hearing, and ordinance of the City of Gulfport, Florida, adopting an operating budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2022, and ending September 30th, 2023, and providing for an effective date.
All right, thank you very much. We'll entertain a motion, council.
Make a motion to accept 2022-08.
Second.
First and second, anything to add to the second reading, city manager? All right. Public comment on this specific ordinance? Any comments?
No, Mayor.
All right. Council comments or questions on this item? All right, we'll call the vote.
Councilmember Ray?
Yes.
Councilmember Fredovich?
Yes.
Councilmember Thanos?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Henderson?
Yes, carries to passage unanimously. And bringing us to public comment. So this is open public comment. This is for any item that is not on the agenda. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Please come up to the front, use the microphone, give your name and address if you're comfortable with it, and we'll just go with the show of hands. Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Bryce Graham, Second Vice President, National Network, Central Florida Chapter. I'm here because I was called here for injustice. And whenever I come to a city, I like to see where it is that I'm coming. And so I did an extensive search here about the city of Gulfport, Florida. And as I can see that there has been decade-long history of racial injustice and disparities here in Gulfport, Florida. But might I say that is not why I'm here today. I'm here today because there was injustice by one of your officers using excessive force against a 15-year-old by the name of Mania Sharif. Take into consideration what happened that day when 15-year-old Mania Sharif was a victim herself by being bullied by 6 girls and then being victimized by one of your officers. How would you feel if it was one of your children, one of your grandchildren, being victimized by an officer, brutally beaten by this officer? And so I've come to say, as I have done all across this country, that we will not tolerate this type of excessive force to our babies, our most precious commodity, our babies who are the future of this country. And so I have come to say that Gulfport must make the wrong right and give us answers and transparency as to what is going on in this matter. And I've come to say, I don't know what type of police department that this is, but I know an officer can be suspended when there is a pending investigation. And as the police chief has written on Facebook, that he cannot.
Down her forehead, scar face on her shoulders. And as a grandparent, no grandparent should have to see that. I don't know the situation, what happened. My granddaughter was not safe. She was not protected, and she was scared of the people that was there to protect her.
Right, babe.
So all I want is answers. I want to know how an officer can do that and they get just shunned by the wayside. My granddaughter is scared. She's mentally, I haven't seen her smile. She's not coming back to school because she's afraid of the people, the very people that had everybody separated. I know for a fact they didn't have them separated because that's why my daughter was scared, because the girls were still walking. That's all I need to say. Oh, one.
there anyone else for open public comment? Mr. Lee?
How are you? So, as you noticed, a lot of us have been in front of your panel for quite some time and complaining about exactly the same thing over and over again. Racial discrimination, racial discrimination. And each time we try to address it with any one of you, it's just flies over, start laughing at us, put it on the back burner, don't pay attention to any of us. I mean, you're acting like this time we moved into town and they saying I was the only one to start complaining about it. You had multiple people complain about this for decades before I even landed in your town. And still, nothing. You have a human rights officer who refuses instead to do anything about it. He pretty much told me that he doesn't work for us. We don't pay his salary. That unfortunately tend to do investments in the town. That is what pays his salary, and therefore he's not responsible to us. The only one he's responsible to is you. How is that possible? The last time I checked your chart, it said it's a residence right at the very top, right? Then right after that, it's someone's whom. So how many more times must a person continue to keep asking for your help? I mean, you seem to open up a workshop for everything else. But not one time have you afforded any of us to sit down, like you utilize and send your police force and send weaponize them to come after us. So when do you plan to stop it? We have to continue to keep going through the same thing over and over again. How many more years do you want to continue to keep going back and forth this bully? Because the only ones right now that's in the position of power that's going to do anything about it is you. We're supposed to come to you. I've been to you, you say you want to see it, you go on and listen again, same thing, you just chucked at me the last time I asked you the same question. I'm repeating exactly what her husband said, she condoned it.
I was hoping you would blow it.
Well, she condoned it, so I don't know what to say. You're still violating my constitutional rights. You are violating my constitutional rights. I am replying to what an article said with her husband saying it.
Small person.
If you don't like it, then something should have been done about it, and said what exactly it would be.
Artists and musicians that made this community are having to leave the community because landlords, Stacy Purcell is quoted in the article today that we've lost 70% of our rentals in Gulfport. And I've just faced an increase of 38% myself. Not about me, I just wanted to advocate for trying to put some type of rent control in place, perhaps following the Pinellas County model, and requiring 90 days written notice, requiring rent increases based on inflation numbers or increased insurance, actual items, better renovations, not just greed, because I'm afraid that is what's happening to our community, and it's sad.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm fine in some ways and I'm fine in others after hearing the pain this family's gone through. I'm here to speak about a number of things that decisions have to be faced up to by all the commissioners and the mayor, whether it be this incident that's been talked about extensively today, or the rents that are running people out of town, the uncontrolled Airbnb situation, that it seems like get a hold of that situation more. That Gulfport is no longer this little town. We've got to step up and look at these situations. I don't want Gulfport to become like St. Pete Beach, a hollowed out community, where essentially it's just people coming in and out, predominantly. There are a few people who live out there, but predominantly it's just people going in and out in a tourist area, and it's a tourist strip. Gulfport is a community. We need to step up community concerns, whether it be rent fairness, whether it be getting a hold of the situation with the
Shook him up a little bit, huh?
We can't dance around the mulberry bush
I didn't
anymore.
kill him. We gotta come back.
So, I'm just calling out for all the people who've moved here, who've bought homes here, who are looking for community, for you to step up to address these issues. And it reminds me of something I saw a long time ago. It was a poster. Back in the days when posters were real popular, everybody got posters and everybody put posters up. There was one poster I had bought, and I thought it really put it in a nutshell. It said, not to decide is to decide. When you put something off long enough, you've not decided, and so it's been decided for you. That's not what we're looking for from this council and from the leadership of our community. We're looking for you to be public servants, to serve the people, whether it be the pain of the people, the desire of the people to have a community and to live in harmony. That's all I have to say tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment this evening? Anyone on the line, Mr. Matt?
No, ma'am.
All right, so what I was gonna say to the folks who came to speak about this, we take it very seriously, and that's for sure. And to the comments relating to the past of Gulfport, it's a past like a lot of towns in the South and throughout America, and yet there's our scars on us. But those days are gone, and we are not the city that we once were. And I want to tell you that this investigation, because it involves the school board property, it involves a minor.
You have any questions around the issue? County,
State has, so I've always done that. So is this something that land is supposed to now give to their,
yes, and it's all done in the actual ordinance.
okay, so people can require that they get it from their,
Yes.
if they have to.
At least yeah, payments. Right, exactly.
Next item, Mayor,
Yes, sit
is I've had some concerns
Now it's
expressed to
about
me
to cut
about
me off.
vehicles parked here along the Charlie Market Square Park and Tangerine Green.
I'm fine, and as far as the residents are only complaining because there's a car parked there, and in the daytime they can park there, and, you know, I wasn't informed anyway that they complained about trash or noise or anything else, and, I don't understand why we make no parking just because they don't want to park there.
Well, that's consistent with it. We don't have parking in our other parks overnight. That's an extension of our other parks, Charlie Market Square, Tomlinson Park. And it's, I've received a comment on it, and it is starting to become a place to maybe park a vehicle that you don't drive very often, or maybe don't drive at all. So it's starting to just get a little buildup of people kind of leaving the vehicles there, as opposed to just leaving them on their own property. So I'm happy treating it just so we can treat the other parks.
And they're all that way? All the other parks are that way?
Any issue we've had an issue with, yes, we've had a beach and the library parking lot closed. The other parks are closed midnight to 4 a.m. All the parks are closed from 12 to 4.
And why 4 a.m.? That's a lot.
In fact, I'll give you the background. I mean, I didn't want to get, what we previously had until sunrise.
Right.
There were individuals who'd like to get out there and watch the sunrise. So that was a subjective time. It could have been 6 a.m., but then it was changing with the idea that we had daylight savings time. And
Okay, I just wondered why.
that's what, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead with the sign. It's a consensus of council.
Is that all for your report?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. City Attorney's report.
Go for it.
City Clerk's report. And there's no consent agenda this evening, so I'm going to call a 5-minute recess for us, and we'll come back and we'll go through our ordinances for the end of the evening and our 2 resolutions and our discussion item. So 5-minute recess.
I don't know. 5-minute recess. How's everything going, Chief? Why is your Facebook group down? Are you gonna put it back up?
We'll see.
We'll see. What made you pause it?
I'm not talking to you about the.
No?
I don't want to talk to you about anything.
No? Oh, what did you say that I burned that bridge with you? Oh, all right then. All right. Well, you have a good one. I hope. All right, then. There you go, guys. Chief Robert Vincent, Gulfport Police Department. He paused the Facebook group for some reason. I don't know, guys. Very sketchy to me. Keep my feet warm.